Hello my lovelies, welcome to my little cottage by the sea, the place where I love to stitch and craft my way to a vintage inspired and sustainable lifestyle. In today's video I'm doing a sewing project and I'm going to be making the dress that I am wearing, which I am totally in love with. I've had a little bit of an impromptu break from filming and putting together content for all you lovelies. I do apologise for that, but I've just been sort of thinking about where I'm going with things and how I move forward and what I want YouTube to be. The highlight of YouTube for me is to have this wonderful community and all of the support that you show me and just being able to share all these sewing adventures with you. And I feel like I've cracked it, so I'm very excited about future content, but all will become apparent very, very soon. So let's just crack on with making my dream gingham dress. So to make this dream gingham dress, I'm using one of my tried and true most favourite patterns, the Nina Lee Bloomsbury Blouse, and I've made a few of the blouse versions, and I also made a mini dress version out of a beautiful Liberty poplin, but I don't really wear mini dresses anymore, and I thought I really should make a longer version. And this was sort of inspired by Edwardian ladies and this sort of idea of Gothic Edwardiana that is a thing playing in my head, one of my sort of clothing themes that is inspiring me at the moment. And this blouse is really perfect for it. And I had this gingham cotton in my stash. I think I bought it from Jacobs a really long time ago, and then for a very long time I've been thinking I don't wear blue because blue was the colour of my school uniform, and also I have this kind of negative association of gingham as being a school uniform here in Blighty, so I sort of didn't really want to wear it. But then all of a sudden this sort of idea of this dress came to me and I just had to crack on and make it. I decided to add this little sprinkle of embroidery because one of the things that I'm really enjoying at the moment is kind of reconnecting to these crafts and things that I used to do quite a lot when I was younger, and then I've been so busy. And one of the things that I was thinking about when I was considering how I want to move forward with YouTube and the channel and what my truth is and where my heart lies is that I've kind of rushed projects to get them out there, and that isn't really the way that my sort of brain wants to do things, and I feel like I'm losing a bit of creativity. When I'm choosing projects moving forward, I really want to be more intentional. This is something I did talk about actually at the beginning of the year, but I want to really make the effort to do these little details. I really want to give myself the time and space to try things out to the best of my ability rather than kind of skipping over them or bodging or rushing things, because I've just had so many other things going on and I haven't given myself the time and whatever the reasons. So that's one of my considerations. So when I'm making things, I really want them to be unique. I want them to be my own bespoke couture, because surely that's one of the joys, one of the brilliant things about making your own. So I cover very briefly the pattern hack, but when I re-looked at the footage I did realise that actually maybe it doesn't make 100% sense. I didn't film it as brilliantly as I should have, so moving forward I really need to make sure that I consider angles and whatnot as I'm filming things. Sometimes the excitement just takes hold, doesn't it? But hopefully you get the general idea. It really is a very simple hack. I literally just sort of carry on the line of the side seams and go down, and then measured the hem, worked out the ruffle, but I do explain that. Aided by my faithful helper Ghost, I had a lovely time making this dress, and I really hope you enjoy the process. I just wanted to explain how I've frankenhacked this pattern. It's not really a frankenhack, it's just like a mini hack. But I've already made a mini dress version of this by extending the pattern down by let's have a look, by about 35, 36 centimetres. And I cut out the size 16 of the Nina Lee Bloomsbury. And what I've done is I have used the hip point here and lined up my pattern master with that side seam, and then just created this A-line going down, and I have actually chalked on here but you won't really see. And then I decided, by measuring another dress that I have that I like the length of, that I needed to add on an additional 30 centimetres, which includes all the seam allowances and everything at the bottom. So I'm going to do that to the front as well, and then I'll have to work out what this circumference is at the bottom. I promise you there is a mark on there, maybe you can just about see it there. I'm going to have to work out what the ruffle is on the bottom of this skirt. I'm sewing together my dream gingham dress using the instructions in the Nina Lee pattern packet. They're really clear and really well written, and actually I've sewn this quite a few times now, so it's sort of there in my head anyway, but it's a really good pattern, so I really recommend it if you haven't given it a go and you like this idea of dark Edwardiana, or Gothic Edwardiana as I'm calling it. I decided to add a little tie to this dress because it just gives it a little bit of shaping and adds a sort of a prettiness. I'm not really one for pretty as such. I'm a little bit more strychnine than I am saccharine, but I really like it. The Mary Thomas Dictionary of Embroidery Stitches, this one from the 40s, is one of my absolute treasures, and it's so beautiful to look at inside. Look at these darling little illustrations. I'm in love with these elves on the mushrooms, and I decide to use daisy stitch and also French knots just to add a sprinkling of embroidery and more of a craft homemade element to my dress, something that I'm really interested in doing in the future. I also have a more updated version of this book, which is brilliant in a totally different way. I always refer to these books, and I take them into the college when I'm teaching degree students on their designer maker degree. The joyous colour of these beautiful roses inspired the colour choices of my embroidery. I loved the colour of them next to the blue gingham, and I spent a heavenly time stitching away at my leisure. I often quote my favourite artist, Louise Bourgeois. She said that sewing is an act of emotional repair, and I absolutely agree with her 100%. I always feel soothed and peaceful and calm when I've spent a little bit of time stitching, especially hand stitching like this, and I'm aiming to do a lot more of it as I move forward. I seem to add ruffles to everything these days. I always sort of dread it, but then I'm always thrilled with the result. So here's to adding ruffles to absolutely everything we make. I have absolutely loved making this dress, and I really feel that this very small little sprinkle of embroidery just makes me so happy. I think this is a really good opportunity, a yoke with the sort of the ruffly edging. You could really go to town, or you could buy a very elaborate fabric and just use it in this section and then add it, patchwork it, because patchwork is very much my passion right now, and really create something very unique to you. I'm loving this accessorized with the black shoes and my cobweb tights. They're fishnets. I don't know why I can't ever remember the name of them, but really enjoying this. And I like the way that having the tie on this, although I probably could move the tie down ever so slightly, just a smidge, just by maybe ½ centimetre, just to get it perfectly in place. But it's a really comfortable dress, and it gives real impact, real drama, and it's really giving me that gothic Edwardiana vibe that I'm really loving right now. I think this would be great in any kind of floral print or liberty print, and I actually think that this pattern is one of my favourite patterns. I seem to have made quite a few versions, and I really think maybe like a black lace version for the autumn months, because Halloween is always coming, isn't it, my lovelies, would be absolutely vampire's kiss. As always, I am full of gratitude for you taking the time to spend the time with me here while I'm sewing and crafting in my little cottage by the sea. It really means the world to me to be able to share this journey, and I do apologise once again for an impromptu break, and also just being a bit erratic in showing up here. Hopefully though, moving forward, I've got loads of fun and interesting things to share with you that I really hope you will enjoy. I hope that wherever you are in the world, my lovelies, you're keeping safe and well. Until next time, bye.